Today we're going to tackle loneliness, as it's a thing that has represented my identity in my life since child on. My parents were concerned that I was not so socially engaged. My also teacher in kindergarten said this kid is not playing with other children enough. And then going more than 40 years on, when I was on vacation here with Bettina in California, I bumped into something reading of ADHD. I did not have an idea what was ADHD. And as Bettina was tackling with my issues of always putting in order, and so I said, yeah, I do not feel exactly that I've got OCD, this compulsive behaviors. I've got compulsive traits, but when I checked out, with the map of ADHD, I said, whoa, this is really me. And it unveiled a lot about the whole issue, how I was defending myself on strange behavioral patterns unknowingly, and building a lie on lies. And the worst lies are the lies that I tell to myself, right? What does that mean now, looking backwards? Yes, it is a very dangerous issue when we don't tackle something and we conceal it, right? And so it was teaching a bit like you say to an old dog, new tricks. It goes a lot slower. Yeah, medicine can help. But I think if medicine has got all this placebo effect on, we need to do a whole part of the work ourselves. There's no way out about it. How come we slip into the conversation of loneliness? Because as being a misfit by nature, right? Being more edgy, less smooth in my social relationships. I mean, superficially speaking is one thing, but I am talking about relationships that are to endure. We see a lot of loneliness in Clara's life as she is growing, and often we suffer situations where we're not even conscious about what we're suffering. So first thing is to see a bit aligned to the suffering, and then to see also how am I going to counter rejoice, and that is a very, very necessary point to not let our life be dominated from suffering, right? And that balance is curious. I grew up in a Catholic country in Italy, spent all my life there. Just a year and a half ago, we moved over here in California. It's something that awakens me a lot, because here it's all focused on, a Protestant country, more on prosperity. And there in a Catholic country on this side of if there's no suffering, we are superficial or so. And yeah, I think there's a balance in between of the two. And my thoughts go with how can we see also to curb this side of the challenges that we are taking, to try not harder, but to try regularly different. And that takes coming into very uncomfortable areas. As for instance, people with ADHD have got a tendency to slip and be enslaved in strongholds. of whether sex, porn, or whatever, eating, caffeine, abuse of all kinds of drugs, smoking, alcohol. So I am first of all very grateful I did not get to slip into one of these strongholds, because we ADHDers have got actually even a smaller brain. It's funny, one time that we went to school and said, yeah, you know, my dad has got disability, he's got a smaller brain. And I think to be candid about the issues that challenge us is a great way, and also with a touch of sarcasm that cleans out a whole side of the drama, because there are very dramatical sides in facing life, that the outlook is pretty grim, and that is something that I want to share with you, to be more light-hearted about the embarrassing sides that we all find to need to tackle. I wish you a fulfilling renewal, to check out to that line that's suffering with the one that made us, and he's got way much beyond that. A mighty embrace.